Hello folks, and welcome to another guide. In this guide, what I'd like to talk about is the second new naval combat rule that's in place. This came out with another beta, 9U16. This is called sub-hunters. Naval fleets on a convoy hex icon will protect all friendly convoys within a 24 hex radius by adding a bonus to any escort protecting a convoy attack in that area. Carrier battle groups add a 2% bonus to convoy escort damage chances versus subs. Patrol groups add a 1% bonus to convoy escort damage chances versus sub within their radius of protection. To benefit from the sub-hunter bonus, a convoy route must also have escorts assigned to it. So that's the rule as read. The rationale behind the rule is that you can add extra protection, and at times during the war, destroyers and carriers would provide extra protection to the merchant marines that were coming across the Atlantic. They weren't specifically designed for that particular role, so the escort destroyers are going to be more effective at it, but having those other destroyers there adds a bonus to that crossing, so to speak. Another benefit of this is that this really reduces the micromanagement of attacking submarines with your carrier groups, which is an extremely good addition to the game itself. And like I mentioned before, this is in beta. So the best thing to do is to see it in action here. So I'm playing beta 9U17 right now. So this is a beta version that I'm playing here, so we can see the rule in action. I've started the 1939 scenario in the second video, and I have my subunit here, which I'm going to put it in raider mode, and I'm going to go out like I normally would have went out and attack the actual convoy lane. Now, because I'm playing in hot seat mode here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to advance a turn, and I'm going to be able to play both sides in hot seat mode, and this will allow me to actually be able to demonstrate the rule and how it works. Now, if you recall, the rule itself says that you have to have escorts assigned to the convoy lane. So this is the South Atlantic route. I'm just going to make sure that I have some escorts which specialize in protecting my merchant marines in my convoy routes. The South Atlantic one is the one that's being infected, so I needed to make sure that I have my regular escorts in there. Now, the sub here will be able to attack my convoy lane. What I'd like to be able to do is add a little bit of bonus in protecting that lane. So if you recall, CV units are going to add 2%, and destroyers are going to add 1%. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to place my unit here with one operational point left here on this particular convoy lane here, and I'm going to right mouse click here. Notice it has one operational point left. Normally I'd be able to attack the sub. That's not an option any longer, because again, the purpose is here that I'm hunting subs, and the new rule is being on the convoy lane, I'll be able to do that. Also, if I move down here, I've got two destroyers here. I can add them to the mix also, and I'll bring them onto the Atlantic lane. Unfortunately, I'll be able to use two of my operational points here, but again, that's okay for the first turn, and we'll see this in action. So I've moved my two destroyers here. Remember, destroyers add only 1%, whereas when I'm looking at my CV, it's 2% plus another 1%, so that's 3% here. When I look at my reports here, or my combat reports here, an initial attack actually had occurred before I moved my units in place. So the first turn here had the sub attack the convoy lane, and I had two merchant marines sunk right off the bat. So now I'm going to advance the turn here, and I'm going to take a peek at what's happening in terms of the German turn here. So you can see here that the turn tells me that I've actually had two units that I attacked from the first turn. My sub remains in this particular spot. So now you can see the reduction in micromanagement. Normally what would have happened before we actually do anything, I would move this 24 hexes, and then my CV unit would chase it, and I'd be playing a cat and mouse game the whole game during the Battle of the Atlantic. I no longer have to do that anymore because my carriers don't attack my subs any longer. So the idea behind this is that when I go to take a look at the next combat, what will end up happening is the destroyers and my carriers should add a sub-hunter bonus to the impact of the attack. Now, it's not going to be able to stop the attack, but as you can see here, what ends up happening is, and just to highlight it, I got the sub-hunter bonus of 5%. So even though 5 escorts were attacked out of all of this, what ended up happening is it could have been a lot worse without the bonus. That's the idea behind it. And you can see the reduction now of the micromanagement of the CV chasing the sub all over the Atlantic has now been gone in this new beta rule. So it's a very good addition to the game itself, and like I said, at the moment it's in beta and more than likely will be in place for the next version of the game itself. The rule applies by providing a bonus to your convoy protection scheme, and you can see a 5% bonus here. I don't know the exact numbers per se because all the calculations are done for us under the hood, and I believe in 1939 there's a maximum of, I believe, 10% that you can add. But again, the idea behind it is because this is in beta, I'm still in my testing phase 2 out of all of it, and I don't have those specific numbers in place, and when they come up I can post them as an edit on the YouTube video. But as I mentioned before, the 2 rules themselves are great additions to the game. They add a little bit of variety and spice, and I think what it's done also has made the Atlantic battlefield very interesting from the point of view of the Axis players and the Allies, as new strategies come into play with these new rules that are in place. Once again, folks, thank you again for watching. Greatly appreciated, and stay safe and have yourself a great day. Bye for now.